if you want to understand where these people are coming from, sometimes you have to recognize that the words mean something different to them. And I really do think this is the way to think about things. So the example I always give is that, I think it was Hillary Clinton who said, she said that Vladimir Putin has brought his troops right up to NATO's doorstep. And she was referring to in Russia at the time, because actually it's just that we brought NATO up to his doorstep. But from her perspective, it's like that. Or look, when they say, when Hillary Clinton or Lindsey Graham or Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley or any of these people, when they say that that Iran is a threat to America, they are correct by their definition. Because if you just listen to the words and you think, wait, what do you mean? How would this weak third world country halfway around the world, doesn't have nuclear weapons, doesn't have a sophisticated air force, couldn't possibly hit us? How would they be a threat to the United States of America? Because when you think of the United States of America, you're thinking of the middle part of North America, right? Like you're thinking of, whatever, from the border of Canada to the border of Mexico and a little bit of Alaska up here. But when they say it, they're talking about the American empire. They're talking about our ability to rule the world. And in that sense, Iran is a threat, because Iran won't let us rule them. So they're a threat to our ability to rule Iran. So like, if you just understand what they're saying, you get where they're coming from. So another good example of this is democracy. When they say democracy, what they mean is the status quo. What they mean is them ruling. And all of a sudden, when they say that, it all makes sense now. Because when you just look at it on its face and they go, voting for Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. You're like, yeah, well, that's ridiculous and totally contradictory. It's like, no, voting for Donald Trump would be a democratic process. But that's not what they mean. They mean voting for Donald Trump is a threat to our ability to rule you. And then you're like, oh, okay, I do kind of see what you're saying. Yeah, in a sense. And now all of the actions kind of make sense. And we got to kick Donald Trump off the ballot to save democracy. Right. Yeah, you do. If by democracy we mean your ability to rule everybody. So like now you could argue they're still wrong about that, because Donald Trump was in for 4 years and they still ruled everybody just fine. But regardless, you get where they're coming from. And you got to understand it's the same thing when they say misinformation. When they say misinformation, what they mean is people dissenting from the narrative that we've decided is correct. People dissenting from our rightful monopoly on information and on ideas and what people are allowed to think.